My name is Danielle. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is going to be my experience with spiritual discipline. So today I did a 3 hours of consecutive spiritual discipline time. I prayed, I did a guided meditation, I did guided scriptural prayer, and then I also did a Bible study as well. So I was just all up in the Word today. But so I just want to kind of talk to you guys about my experience with that. This is also for an assignment for my counseling course. So if you're my professor, hello. And so yeah, let's just get into it. So during this time alone with God, some attributes that came out to me were really just how much He loves us. He loves so deeply and so hard for us. He is our ride or die, and it's just incredible how much He loves us. And I was finding myself being so moved that I would just like have tears escaping during my time of prayer, because I was just so full of love, because He loves us so deeply. So the works that I focused on of God were really how much He does for us, but also really like how much He loves us and how much He blesses us, even though we really don't deserve it. In my Bible study, I was going over Exodus and how He got the Israelites out of Egypt and really just protected them at every step of the way, and had He guided them, but then He also, whenever danger was around, protected them. And that says a lot for how God is with us today as well. He guides us and He protects us. If He's not ahead of us showing us the way, it's because He's behind us, blocking us from any sort of attacks and spiritual warfare. Well, an aspect of my relationship with God that I focused on was really how much He loves me. Sometimes it's really hard for me to accept love, and I know it's a little bit vulnerable to say, but it's hard sometimes to really come to terms with the fact that there's a person who has known you and wove you up in your mom's womb and loves you and cares for you. In my personal life, whenever I was growing up, I didn't have like a stable sense of like what a parent was and what a parent was supposed to be, and the unconditional love that comes from a parent. And God has that. God has that unconditional love. And that's nothing against my parents at all. I love my parents. But God's unconditional love, nothing can compare to that. Us humans, we are flawed and we are full of all sorts of different things and experiences. But God's love is the only pure and the most authentic form of love. And so focusing in on how He loves me was just overwhelming, because you never think about how much He loves us and like try to understand it to its core, of that deep kind of love, the kind of love that you would send your son to die on earth for me. It's just incredible. So personal characteristics about myself that I always pray over is I pray for resilience. I want to be resilient in my religion and in my spiritual walk. I want to be able to have a strong connection with God, whether everything in my life is going perfectly or if I'm going through trials and tribulations. I don't want my faith to ever waver. And I also pray for resilience against the world and worldly aspects. It's so easy to get lost in the world and what everybody else is doing, but I always pray to keep my eyes fixed on the Lord and my eyes fixed on what He wants me to do and what He's called me to do. I want to be a lighthouse. I want to be casting out light that shows people God's glory. I want to glorify God in every single way, so that people can look at me and say, that's a girl who knows God, and I want some of that juice that she's drinking. So Within being resilient, I always try to make some intentional time for God. This is the longest time I've ever chunked out for God, 3 hours consecutively. But I do try and give Him an hour and a half once a day to really focus in on Him and focus in on His Word, because His Word is, something that He gifted us with. And so I really want to be knowledgeable in it. And so I do a reading every single day. And also, when I'm not in that designated time, I still try and find time to talk to Him and check in with Him throughout the day like I would like a friend. So in regards to my relationships with other people, I always pray for them. I ask somebody every day, what is a way that I can pray for them, because prayer is so powerful. I pray for things for myself all the time, and then I'm like, whoa, I feel this way. If you pray, let's say I pray for, like, let's say me and my husband, we pray to be closer than ever every single day. And we just been in such a beautiful place of closeness and love and vulnerability. And so I firmly believe in the power of prayer. So I pray over my friendships, my relationships. I pray for peace, prosperity, and health. I always pray for those things. And then I also add on for them to grow in their relationship with God, or if there's a specific component of their relationships that I've seen or that they've, specified to me, I'll pray for that, whether it's for their relationship to be more God-centered, for them to be more resilient in their faith, or to be more intentional with their faith. I will pray that their relationships. I love the people in my life, and being dedicated in my faith has made me love people to a deeper extent. So this experience was amazing. I don't know if I would spend 3 hours every single day consecutively with God like that. I like to be able to have like an hour and a half in the morning and do my Bible study with Him, and then like talk to Him throughout the day, because I feel like sometimes I get a little antsy sitting for 3 hours or just like in silence. But it was a nice personal retreat to do, to kind of like hone in and really strengthen my spiritual growth. But yeah, so this experience was very interesting, and it was something new that I hadn't done before, and I probably will implement it in a couple times, either a month or every couple months, just to really focus in and just kind of like firm up in my relationship with God. So as far as counseling, back to my assignment. I mean, all of these questions are for my assignment, but I do want to share this experience with the people who happen to see this video, because I think that this has a lot of great information and also can challenge you to be more spiritually disciplined within yourself. But as far as experiences with clients in the future, I think that this will be great, because I've gotten to experience it firsthand, and things that were difficult for me and things that were easier for me, and being able to tell them the pros and cons that I experienced with each sort of thing, like guided meditation. That one was more challenging for me because it's a lot of quiet and a lot of like reading things over and over and just trying to like meditate on a sentence and a lot of quiet, versus the guided prayer, where it's more like talking and more intentional of speaking these words and kind of reading them so that they get imprinted on your heart. So being able to say my experience with each aspect of these spiritual disciplines can help them make an educated decision on what they would like to do. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and comment down below some spiritual disciplines that you practice. And if you're my professor, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I kind of encompassed my journey in a good and eloquent way. But yeah, so give me a like, a subscribe, and come back and check out some other videos. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment some spiritual disciplines that you practice down below, and if you don't practice any spiritual disciplines, practice or comment some things that you would like to try and figure out or do. And if you do practice spiritual disciplines, comment down what some of your favorites are. And yeah, so like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.